Back with our chief geologist, Adam Jones, this morning. Adam, morning.
Good morning, Andrew. How are you?
Yeah, good, Adam. Good to see you. You're on site this morning at Blue Mountain. You've been there for close to a week now. How's the project stacking up? Is it meeting expectations?
Yeah, so we're out here at Blue Mountain. We've been here all this week. Um, as you can see, we've got the excavator running in the background doing another test trench. We've got a few more samples still to get this week, and before we finish off, still got to pan off a few samples to make sure, yeah, to see what actual gold we've recovered. We're tackling this project on a bit of a two front. So we're looking at recoverable gold and also doing a few assays as well, and just doing a few tests to see what we can actually get out of it, because a lot of the gold's very fine, so we have to play around with it a little bit to see what is actually achievable. But yeah, it's shaping up really good. There's a fair bit of ground, as you can see. This is only just one creek flat, and the tenement has 2 or 3 kilometers downstream of the same type of material.
And what visuals have you seen, Adam? Have you seen much gold?
Yeah, so yeah, the gold, as I said, the gold's very fine. There's probably a fair bit of stuff that is very hard to see. But yeah, we're getting a few good pans. There's still a lot of material to pan off, which we'll be doing over the next 2 or 3 days. Um, we're sort of always a day or two behind with the cleanup. So, but anyway, it's all going good. What we've seen so far with the visuals is that where we're digging right now and where we dug yesterday, as we're moving our way down into the main creek system, it's looking, things look like they're improving a lot.
Well, look, we've talked previously about the potential here for a 100,000 ounce near surface resource. From your observations, how realistic is that?
I think it's very realistic. So those estimated grades were based on a report from 30 years ago when they were doing. There's been a lot of sort of small scale alluvial prospects going on in here since the 1980s, and so that report and those figures came from them. And from what we know from talking to the landowner, because the landowner's actually had this land since those companies have been in here, so he's been giving us a lot of good information about where people have dug before and what they were, and all that sort of stuff. And what we found is that where we're digging right now, this is probably, well, it's looking like this is the last place that has actively been looked at. And so there's the creek system gets bigger and wider as we move down, and so there's a huge potential there. Wider, bigger. We're looking for big, broad, low grade amounts of wash dirt to have a look at. So, over the time we've got the tenement here, we'll be working our way down there and hopefully prove up those estimate grades there.
Well, from your time spent at the project, Adam, over the last week, what news can we expect in the near term from Blue Mountain?
So we'll be looking at recoverable gold. We'll do an overview of what we found so far. It's only a small test we're doing at the moment, more just to verify that, the results that the previous company did 3 years ago here are here. But also there's going to be further news and developments on, how can we get the maximum recovery out of the gold. So, we're only running a sluice box and a trommel at the moment, but, there's other equipment and other technologies that have been around since 30 years ago, like jigs and all this sort of stuff that may actually capture that ultra fine gold. And that's really what this project needs, is to try and find a method. So we've been in contact with a few laboratories and other consultants on that. And so there's going to be further news and developments on that, and just see what we can maximize potential and the gold recoveries out of the project.
So this could be a significant asset for ECR.
All our other assets of ECR are trying to develop hard rock operations, which take a lot of time. You got drilling, and then you got a lot of other stuff. Whereas this, we're actually using the landowner, and also he's got his own team of people with his own equipment as well. And so we were over that hurdle. The landowners really like what we're doing here. He's very interested in what we find here. But also, when you're looking at alluvial gold, it's a lot easier. You know, it's less technical. You know, there's no chemicals. There's all, you know, it's a bit easier anyway to sample.
Well, look, Adam, later this week you'll be packing your bags and heading next door to the Lolworth project. So, what's your immediate focus there?
Yeah, so I'll be after we finish at Blue Mountain this week. We're heading another 1,000 kilometres north to Lolworth, up into the tropics area. We've got a couple of field guys there right now doing a few of the soil programs. So the focus is going to be less on the streams. We've done a fair bit of that over the last 2 years, and we found out there's at least 3 or 4 areas worth following up. So that includes Gorge Creek, a place called Reedy Creek, and also Butterfly Creek. The main focus will be up there is doing some closer space soil sampling, and we're also looking at, you know, options of maybe doing some trenching or opening up some ground on some of the more favourable areas we've discovered with the soil sampling so far. Especially in the Gorge Creek area, we've got there's been even the last couple of weeks of the guys being up there. We've actually expanded and found out that gold probably is a bit more spread out than we actually first thought. So those sort of areas are now up to the stage now where we've got to uncover the surface a little bit to actually see some more rock exposures and, you know, see if it's worthwhile to put a drill rig in there at some stage in the near term. We're also talking about niobium and all the critical minerals there. I'll be doing a bit of work on that too. So that's sort of in the background as well on the project. So first up, we'll be looking at gold prospects, and then we'll be following up with a bit of niobium and the critical minerals on the project.
Yeah, good to get an update, Adam. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Thanks, Andrew.